Hello student, myself is Dr. S.A. Khairnar from MEP Samaj, SVKT College, Devadali camp. We are now studying the studies of family. This topic belongs to a SYBSc paper first for semester third. The title of paper is Angiosperm Taxonomy and Plant Ecology. In the earlier videos, we were studied the different families. What we studied in the last video, that we will just recap. In the last video, we were studied the family Rubiaceae. The family Rubiaceae is a Gamopetalous family, and it may also called as a family of coffee plant. There are numbers of plants in the Rubiaceae are having a economic importance. And that family Rubiaceae was Gamopetalae and belongs in order Rubiales. Today's session agenda is today we are going to learn the next family. The title of family we will going to see today, that is a study of family Solanaceae. What we have to learn about the Solanaceae, that is what our session agenda. In the today's session agenda, we will going to learn systematic position of the family according to the Bentham and Hooker system of plant classification. We also have to learn the salient features or characteristic feature of the family. Then we have to also see what is a floral formula of the family and what is a floral diagram of the family. And lastly, we have to see or give overlook on the economic importance of the family Solanaceae, and under that economic importance we have to see the economic importance of representative plants from this family Solanaceae. What are the learning objectives of studying the family? The learning objectives of studying the family are to know the systematic position of a particular family. So today we are learning the family Solanaceae. So we have to know what is a systematic position of this family, what are the salient features. We have to study the salient feature of this particular family. We have to form or we have to observe a floral formula, and we have to draw the floral diagram of this particular family. And we also have to get understood that what is the economic importance of this particular family Solanaceae, what are the different plants belongs in this family, and what is their economic importance with respect to society. That we have to see as a learning objective of this particular family. Now we will see introduction to family Solanaceae. You may see all these images, and these images reflects the introduction to the plant family Solanaceae. The plant family Solanaceae is having a great economic importance. You can see the images. All the images are very important as a food source for the human in day-to-day food articles. There are several images are seen, and that are having the vegetable importance, that are having the spice importance, that may having the any other medicinal importance, and that's why this Solanaceae family has got the great economic importance. Worldwidely, this family Solanaceae shows 115 genera and 2678 plant species. From this number, in India, 24 genera and 100 plant species occurs from this particular family in the different part of the India. Now we will going to see, or we will going to get understand the systematic position of family Solanaceae according to the Bentham and Hooker system of plant classification. As per the Bentham and Hooker system of plant classification, family Solanaceae is kept in a division phanerogams because the plants present in the family Solanaceae are flowering plants, and that's why they are also possessing the seeds, or they are bears the seeds, and that's why they kept in the division phanerogams. and then after division the subdivision of this particular family is angiosperms, because the flowering plants and ovules are in the ovary or seeds are inside the fruit, and that is why this family is kept in the subdivision angiosperm. The class Dicotyledon because the leaves are with a reticulate venation. The roots are taproot type, and that is why this family is under the class Dicotyledon. Subclass Gamopetalae because the plant possesses the flower of this family are having a gamopetalous nature of the corolla. Corolla in the flower is found united, and that is why the subclass of this family is Gamopetalae. Then series is Bicarpellate because there are two carpels in the gynoecium. They are syncarpous in nature, and that is why the series is Bicarpellate. Then order Polymonials because the leaves are simple, alternate, and that is why the order is Polymonials. Then family Solanaceae because the leaves are simple, alternate, flower is actinomorphic, then corolla is gamopetalous, and fruit is berry kind. And because of these reasons this particular family is classified. So in this way Bentham and Hooker classified the family Solanaceae as like this. Now we will going to study the next point with respect to this family, and we have to get understood what are the salient features, means what are the different characters are present with respect to different parts of the plant species belongs to this particular family. First we will see the plant belongs in this family are mostly annual or perennial, means their life cycle may be annual or their life cycle may be perennial, and mostly they are having a herbs or shrubs. Then the stem is found herbaceous, means the stem is not woody, the stem is somewhat soft, that and aerial, erect, hugely branched. It may shows presence of hairs or prickles on the surface. Sometimes the older part of stem may become say woody, or they may also become say fistular or hollow, or may also become say solid in some stem form say underground tuber. For example, potato plant. Potato plants belongs in this particular family, and the underground stem of the potato is becomes a tuberous, what we call that as a potato. The leaves are simple, alternate, exstipulate kind, and the important character in the leaves that the lamina of leaf is oblique, means from the midrib one side is somewhat long and one side is somewhat shorter, and that gives a oblique appearance to the lamina, and this is also a one of the key or diagnostic character to identify the family Solanaceae. Then flower is actinomorphic, means you can cut the corolla or flower from any side, you will get the two equal half, and that is what called as a actinomorphic flower. So this family, plants of this family possesses the actinomorphic flower. They are complete, complete means all the floral whorls are present. Bisexual, androecium and gynoecium is present. Pentamerous means there are 5 sepals, 5 petals, and also there is a equal number of stamen as petals, means 5 sepals, 5 petals and 5 stamens are there, and that is why the flower is as a pentamerous in nature. Then inflorescence, the plants of this particular family possesses the cymose kind of inflorescence, and in the cymose kind that may be a solitary cyme, means the single flower is developed at the single peduncle. After growth of the peduncle, the tip of peduncle get converted into the development of single flower, and such kind of inflorescence is a cymose kind of inflorescence, and only single flower is there, and that is why that inflorescence is called as a solitary cyme. There are two kinds of solitary cyme can be found in the plants of this particular family. Some of the solitary cyme are axillary in nature, means they produced at the axis of leaf, and such solitary cyme are called as a axillary solitary cyme. In some of the plants there are terminal axillary terminal solitary cyme, not axillary. So, in the terminal solitary cyme, the inflorescence is produced at the growing tip, and that is why, or at the end of the growing tip, and that is identified as a terminal solitary cyme. So, these two kinds of solitary cymes can be occurred in the plants of this particular family. Then the in the flower you will see the outermost whorl, that is a calyx. That calyx is persistent in nature, means calyx are gamosepalous and they are persistent, means they remain with a flower and even with a fruit, and such condition is called as a persistence kind of calyx. In most of the plants or in most of the other family plants, the calyx are quercus. Quercus means after fertilization the calyx are get fall downs, but here even after fertilization the calyx are remain with a flower, and that is what called as a persistent kind of calyx nature. And in the persistent also some of the plants calyx are accrescent in nature. So, what is mean by accrescent? The persistent calyx, they can also grows along with a fruit. After fertilization the fruit is developed and fruit shows the growth, slowly fruit is get grown, and same way the persistent calyx are also shows the their growth, and sometimes they may grows at such extent that they can form a balloon over the fruit, and such kind of calyx are called as a accrescent nature of the calyx. So, this is also a one of the important key character of this particular family. Then corolla. Corolla is made by the segments of the petals. The corolla is rotate in nature, that is a gamopetalous kind of corolla and slightly rotate. Campanulate means they the corolla may be a bell shape. The structure of corolla is bell shape. The corolla in some of the Solanaceae member, the corolla is very large size, and that may gives a bell shape appearance. That may also called as a infundibuliform corolla, means it may like a funnel shape. And plated. Plated means what? The lobes of corolla shows the folding, and that is why that folding is gives a appearance like a plates, and that is why it may also called as a plated nature of the corolla of this particular family. In the flower there are 5 stamens. They are epipetalous, means at the base the stamens are joined with a corolla with the help of filament, and the such nature of the stamen is identified as a epipetalous stamens. Then gynoecium. In the gynoecium you will get the 2 carpels, and that is what called as a bicarpellary carpels or gynoecium. Syncarpus means both the carpels are united with one another. The ovary is superior and ovules are on the axile placentation. One of the important character you will see after taking the transverse section of the gynoecium or ovary. In the transverse section you will find the ovary is obliquely placed, and this is what also a one of the unique character you will find in the gynoecium of this particular family. The fruit is mostly the fruit is berry kind, and in some members of Solanaceae it may be a capsule kind of fruit, and that may be a septifragile capsules that are made by the different halls. Now we will going to see the next point with respect to this family, and in the next point we have to learn what is a floral formula of this particular family and what is a floral diagram. Mostly the flower may or may not be bracteate, so that is not mentioned in the floral formula, but when you will observe the flower then you have to come to know whether it is bracteate or abracteate. Mostly all the flowers of the all species are actinomorphic in nature, and bisexual means androecium gynoecium is present. Calyx shows the presence of 5 sepals that are united in nature, so gamosepalous calyx are there. Corolla shows the 5 petals that are united, so gamopetalous corolla is there. Stamens has equal to petal lobes, so stamens are 5 and they are epipetalous, and that is why you can see in the floral formula there is a join with a stamens and corolla, or androecium and corolla, and that joining line indicates the epipetalous nature of the stamens. Gynoecium superior, bicarpellary, carpels are 2 and syncarpous in nature. This is what one of the representative floral formula of the one plant of this particular family. You may have some changes according to plant, but it is what you can consider as a representative floral formula of family Solanaceae. Then next point we have to see the floral diagram of family Solanaceae. You can see the floral diagram shows the outermost whorl that shown by the green color, and there are 5 segments of sepals are there, that all segments are united with one another, and such condition of the calyx is called as a gamosepalous calyx. They are united and that is why they are gamosepalous. So, estivation is valvate in nature. And next to calyx there is a inner whorl that is made by the petals and called as a corolla. So, corolla also shows the presence of 5 petal segments. Each petal segment is united with one another, and that is why the nature of corolla is also gamopetalous. So, corolla also shows the valvate kind of estivation. Then next to corolla there are 5 stamens are shown, and that 5 stamens are shown joined with the filament with a corolla, and that indicates that the stamens are epipetalous in nature and they are 5. Then you can see centrally there is a gynoecium. That gynoecium or ori shows the oblique structure, means that is not a straight in the floral diagram but shown slightly inclined in position, and that is what a typical character of this particular family. The ori is obliquely placed in the flower. The ovules are on the axial placentation. So, this is what the representative floral diagram of this particular family Solanaceae. Now, the next point we want to learn about this particular family, and that is what is the economic importance of this family. Are there some plants which are having some economic importance or not, and that we have to learn under the some typical example with their economic importance. In the economic importance, as I have already told you that in earlier, this family possesses the good economic importance worldwidely, because in our day to day food articles or in our day to day vegetable, most of the plants belongs in this particular family and that are worldwidely used, and that is why this family has got the good economic importance. So, now we will see some of the common examples which are having the such economic importance from this particular family. The first plant we will going to see, that is a Solanum melongena. Commonly this plant is called, identified or recognized as a brinjal plant. What is the economic importance of brinjal plant? This brinjal plant is cultivated worldwidely by the farmers. There are different varieties of brinjals are there, and it is now some varieties are also the transgenic in nature, means they are genetically modified varieties. So, the fruits of this brinjal plant is consumed as a vegetable worldwidely, and that is why this plant has a good economic importance. And the second plant, that is a Atropa belladonna, commonly called as a belladonna plant. You can see the image also is there. The image of brinjal is also there. The belladonna plant gives a important drug called as a atropine. So atropine is obtained from the belladonna plant, and that atropine is used as a antidote in poisoning. So this is also having the very important medicinal importance. Then next plant is named as a Cestrum nocturnum. Commonly this plant is called as a Ratrani plant, and this is a one of the ornamental plant, and because of their fragrant flower, this plant is planted in the gardens, and that's why it is what one of the ornamental plant belongs to this particular family. Now we will see some more plants which are having the some of the economic importance. The next plant, that is a Dhatura metal plant. Actually this is a widely growing plant, but this is what narcotic plant, means somewhat toxic plant, but it also a having some medicinal importance. It has some medicinal importance like a anti spasmodic uses, and it is also contains the some alkaloids, and that are also having the medicinal importance. The next plant is Withania somnifera. Commonly this plant is called as a ashwagandha plant, and this ashwagandha plant yields a drug ashwagandha from their root, and that ashwagandha drugs having the different uses. Nowadays in the period of corona, that ashwagandha drug is also used to boost a immuno of the human being. The next plant is Nicotiana tobacum. Commonly this plant is called as a tobacco plant. It is cultivated in the some of the part of the India. In Maharashtra it is cultivated in the western Maharashtra, and this plant gives a tobacco, and that tobacco is narcotic and sedative. It may also use in the cigar and bidis. There is a alkaloid present called as a nicotine. So this is what the economic importance of the some of the economic important plants of this particular family. Now we will just overlook the economic importance as a byproduct. Means all these economically important plants we saw belongs to this family, but are they used only freshly, or some byproducts can also be obtained? Yes, many byproducts can also be obtained from the different parts of this family. For example, you can see in the image all these vegetable plants are there. From these vegetable plants, from tomato, the byproducts like sauce, tomato sauce and ketchups are prepared. From chilies also, that is the byproduct. Another byproduct is mentioned there, that is a cigar. Actually this cigar is hazardous or injurious to health, but it is also the tobacco powder is used to prepare a cigar. Then there are some chilies are there, that chilies are having the importance in the fast food. So different kinds of byproducts can be obtained from the fruits of the plants of this particular family. So in this way we learn the different points with respect to this particular family Solanaceae. Now we will just summarize what we learn about the Solanaceae. As I have mentioned you that the plants belongs in the Solanaceae may be annual or perennial. Mostly they are herbs or shrubby in nature. Their leaves are simple, alternate, but the important character is there in the leaves, and that is what? Leaves with oblique leaf lamina, means one side of the lamina is short and one side is long. Then the inflorescence is cymose, that may be axillary or terminal solitary cyme. Calyx persistent, may be accrescent in nature. Stamens epipetalous, gynoecium bicarpellary, syncarpous, superior ori, and ori is obliquely placed. Then fruit is berry or capsule kind. You can see the image. In the image you will see the leaf. The one side of the leaf is somewhat longer from the midrib and one side is short, and this is what a oblique nature of the leaf lamina. The another image is showing the persistent accretion kind of calyx, means calyx grows along with the growth of fruit and they forms a balloon like cover over the fruit. So, fruit is inside the that particular balloon, and that is what the persistent accretion kinds of calyx. So, these are what the summarized points with respect to this particular family. Now, we will see this family with concern to assignment. What are the different questions may be asked you, or what way the questions will be asked you on this particular family. The questions like explain the corolla of Solanaceae, means the corolla is very large in some cases, that may be rotate, that may be campanulate or infundibly formed, and plated in nature. So, these points you have to mention in the corolla. Then describe the fruit of Solanaceae. The fruit of plants of Solanaceae is mostly berry kind. Multi-seeded or many-seeded fruit is there. In some cases the fruit is capsule kind, that may be of septifragile capsule. In case of some members the fruit is spiny, you will see some spines on the surface of capsule, or tuberculate fruit, that may also called as a tuberculate nature of the fruit. So, these points we have to mention in the while describing the fruit of this particular family. Then you have to give the classification or systematic position with reason according to Bentham and Hooker system, that we already learned at the beginning of this video. Then you have to give the floral representative floral formula and floral diagram. So, that are also mentioned in the video. Then one of the important question that may be asked on this particular family, that is comment on economic importance of family Solanaceae, because the family Solanaceae is economically highly important, and that is why this question is very important with concern to the economic importance. Many plants are having the economically important uses, or they may behind them the economy is there. For example, the plants of potato, plants of chilies, great economic exchange takes place, and that is why these points you have to mention. Then there may be also question like give botanical names of any two plants. There are many plants belongs to this family, from that some we mention in our videos. So, you have to give the complete botanical name. It must contain the generic name, species name and authority. So, that will be a complete botanical name with respect to botanical nomenclature. So, this is what our today's study of the family Solanaceae. So, in this way we completed the one of the Gamopetalous family Solanaceae. Now, what we have to see in the coming video, that we will see just as a recap. In the coming video we will study the next family from our syllabus, and the name of that particular family is family Apocynaceae. The Apocynaceae is also one of the Gamopetalous family, and it is of angiospermic family. That what we want to learn in the next video. Thank you.